have a superior claim if he ever returned. By the year 260, the eastern provinces were in a severe state of disarray. The Sassanians were unable to really move into the eastern provinces to take permanent possession of them, to permanently add them to their empire due to the strength of Roman institutions and culture, and of course because of the sacks carried out by Shapur. Now, the Sassanians were not an option to supplant the Romans in the eastern provinces. They were illegitimate in the eyes of the Roman provincial elite. They were mainly discredited due to Shapur's sacks on the great cities of the east. Now, the Sassanians, they also sacked, and they took a real interest in attacking the great polytheistic religious centers of the Near East, and they did this in their attempt to break these religious centers, which of course were hotbeds of heresy to those strict Zoroastrians. If the Sassanians had moved in and attempted to organize the provinces into satrapies, they would have faced stiff resistance. They would have faced the type of rebellions that the Assyrians encountered, in which no matter what they did, no matter what policy they pursued, they would never have been accepted as legitimate rulers in the eyes of their subject peoples. The Sassanians, we know this because the Sassanians, they did move in and they did attempt to bring Armenia permanently into their fold, and they faced widespread rebellions in Armenia. And the rebellions in Armenia wasn't just because the Sassanians were not a legitimate option as far as an imperial power. It was also due to the fact that the Sassanians attempted to impose Zoroastrianism on the Armenians. They did it strongly. Now, the Roman cities of the East, they identified more closely with Rome. They fully expected the emperors and the legions to protect them in the face of danger. And this is remarkably different from the situation that would unfold during the Arab conquest. A man named Odenathus emerged, and he was from a princely mercantile family in Palmyra. Now, the Palmyrene had key connections that extended along the caravan routes through the Sassanian Empire into Central Asia. Odenathus took over the various military operations against the Sassanians. He gained the trust and respect of the Eastern legions. He fielded an army that was capable of penetrating deep within Sassanian territory, and he forced Shapur to retreat to the Iranian core of his domains. Now, Odenathus died in 267, and remarkably, he was succeeded by his wife Zenobia. Both were in an ambiguous position, both Odenathus and Zenobia. They did not officially oppose the legitimate emperor in Rome, though they did intend to rule as independent Roman-style dynasts. They were capable of maintaining control over Palmyra, but they were unable to draw in the elite of the East to support their rule. In 270, when the Emperor Aurelian came to the throne, he was not willing to accept any challenger or quasi-challenger to his imperial authority. So he marshaled his forces in the west, and he marched east. And he swept aside the Palmyrenes. He captured their city. He takes Zenobia captive. And the Palmyrenes, they rebel against these actions. So Aurelian had the city of Palmyra sacked. He then goes on to have a very successful career of his own as the Roman emperor, but the city of Palmyra goes into decline, and it becomes a lesser Roman city in Syria. And we will break here. We'll come back and we will continue our discussion on the eastern provinces of the Roman Empire and the continuing trouble in the Roman East with the Sassanian Persians. As always, I am Ted. Hit like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought about this lecture. Let me know what you thought about this lesson. And I will see you guys next time.